to reassemble. Take our takedown, reinsert the spring, making sure that that notch is facing forward. Insert it back into the frame. And once again, pushing in and turning 180 degrees. Reinsert the trigger. We'll get the pin started. You know the trigger pin because it's the one with the little recess in the center. Drop the trigger spring back into place. Drive that pin home. And feed this leg of the trigger spring back around there. Next, we're going to reinstall the sear. And the magazine disconnector. And we will get that pin started. Reinstall the hammer. Next, we will drift this pin back out slightly and install the cartridge feed cam. I want to make sure that this end is facing forward. Next, you got to bring the hammer forward. Reinstall our hammer strut. Once that pin is in, you can push in and back, and that will lock the magazine release into position. Next, we take our trigger bar while putting some tension there. Next, we can push down on our trigger bar and reinstall the disconnector. Moving back to the slide, start by reinstalling the firing pin. Now there's a little nub on one end of the firing pin that when the safety is engaged will lock into that little recess down there. So you want to make sure that you put this in right. You'll know it's right if you don't see the nub. This is going to be a little difficult to do on camera. You're going to want to push the firing pin spring back into the channel without folding it. And while looking in through the slide, you're going to want to push until that spring lines up with the firing pin hole. You'll know you got it when you press on the back of the firing pin and it goes into position. Now, while holding pressure on the firing pin, I like to take the safety lever and push it into the side. Apply a little lateral pressure to keep the firing pin from going anywhere. At which point you can take your flathead, pry it back and up. Until your safety lever goes home. Then apply pressure while rotating the safety lever until it's captured. Next, you're going to reinstall your detents and extractor. Push back and down at the same time. You don't want the detent to lock in to the recess there before it's all the way home. You'll know it's there when you hear that click. Reinstall recoil spring and barrel. Re-engage the safety. Make sure the hammer is back. Line up the lugs. Give it a function check. Easy as that.